most important thing about this race.
Yep.
Everyone going to be trying to cluttering around taking the rock, and whoever gets it usually breaks away.
Yeah.
So.
Item to get, I'd say, is probably triple shrooms. You know, just
exactly.
so nothing happens, you kind of just run those for the rest of the race.
You can do 3 laps, rock hop, and then you're like in a really good seat.
5th place boxer for getting a mega.
It's all right.
Not too bad, but you know, definitely I wouldn't say the favorite. See some people falling off. I think that was an LTA member.
Yeah, it looked like it. Looks like he's chaining his mega right away. Looking for shrooms, gets a single red. He might chain again here. He's trying to squash England, misses a little bit.
No shrooms coming out from any of the top 4 right now, so England might be a team taking rock. I believe that is 2 of England taking rock and making it, I believe. I think that's right, yeah.
Looks like they both made it. Changes bomb. Looking for his shrooms. Gets a golden. Don't know what he's going to do with this. He might hold it for rock. He's in 5th. Oh, we got Luke now.
2 bombs.
That's bombed.
Ooh,
wow.
Unlucky. Getting bombed in that tunnel there with 2 of his England members. It's a huge bomb for LTA. England bottom 3 right now. Going to probably be trying to get some shrooms.
I wonder if Dookie still has that goal. He has the
golden. Yeah,
still
has that golden. Probably golden around here, you know. Or maybe not.
He's going to...
Yeah. Probably start golden on the rock,
exactly.
You know, just in case.
I wonder...
Taz
first is pretty broken away. So.
Yeah, and Taz, the lone England member, trying to hold it down. Hops onto that, makes it...
Wow.
Very close.
Nice save for sure.
And a TC for Taz is the respawn box. Really unfortunate if he's not able to pass this.
So LTA might be in top... Oh, he gets past. Wow.
4
Are they
out
top
of the
4 after the TC?
4 out of the top 5 spots for LTA right now with honestly a pretty good break. I don't even think a cut will do too much.
Yeah.
2 dodges coming in for England. A shock maybe? Doesn't look like it.
No shock yet. Changes shrooms.
Looks like England's going to be relying on the cut and maybe even trying to get a blue at this point.
Yeah, so most of England is probably going to take the cut for sure.
Acme slowing down, probably predicting that they have shock.
Taking the cut. Everyone in cut.
Failed cut from Luke.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Really unfortunate. No shot coming into play either. And that's 2 of LTA a bit behind.
Yeah.
I mean, that looked like I think it was a top 2 for sure for LTA.
And
maybe
like
even a 4th.
Yeah.
Top 2, 4 I think is what I saw.
They were definitely a lot of them up there. So definitely a good race starting off for them.
I guess no one had shock around cut because 2 of the LTA members seemed to like slowed down a bit, probably trying to dodge with them.
Yeah.
I guess they were under the assumption that Jazz had shock. You know, it's kind of crazy to think that maybe if they kept driving or just took cut immediately, no shock comes into play. But
wow, yeah, that's the top
2, 4. Yeah, you know, maybe maybe LTA did hold shock because of those LTA members stopping.
That could be what happened.
We didn't see a shock come into play until right after the race ended. But nonetheless, really good race for LTA. I mean,
yeah.
If you're like the team who's maybe not expected to win, those races got to feel good, you know?
Exactly.
It's like...
And they got their track pick. They got exactly what they wanted.
Exactly.
They got to take cut. They were all up front for like they had basically a top 4.
Yeah. They controlled the front for a really like a big majority of the races.
It's cool.
So yeah, I mean...
So what do you think England's going to go for a counter pick here? Maybe
well,
left track?
I was going to say Gardens, and that's a pretty popular track for whenever you're like some bad spots. I'm surprised about the MT pick though from LTA. I mean, that's usually a track that you'd pick off of a host, but I think they're picking it to try to take it away from England, considering they are the hosting team.
Oh, okay.
So try to get that out of the way so that they have one less, like 1-3 track to pick. Right?
One that's like power pick.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
But we will be going Gardens.
I know a lot of Team England loves this track on top of just it being a good track in their
situation
right now.
It's definitely a track that I feel like you love or hate it. It's pretty cut heavy. The race is somewhat decided around these first sets, depending on, you know, if you get like triple streams of gold and you can build a lead pretty nicely. So we'll see Dookie getting a 7th place box here. It's pretty big and a golden.
It's a golden.
Only one
right
taking cut in front
first.
of him. Yep.
Wow.
It's just gonna golden away here.
Yep. He's just gonna try to drive. Hopes his team gets all the power items so he can just chill all race.
Yep.
See what happens. We've got in 2nd. It is pretty tight. We got Luke in 7th. Looks like he's maybe got TC'd. He's got a goal now. Instantly gonna spam that.
Yeah. At this point, you kind of just want to catch up if you're Luke. Maybe get some shrooms closer to the cut. See if he gets here 6th.
He fell quite behind the pack with that.
And another golden in 6th. It's just a great item. Probably the best item he could have pulled in this situation.
He's probably going to use that at cut. Squeezes by the bananas.
England seeming to be a lot of the bottom spots, like, once again. I mean,
know.
Xander taking cut, trying to break that LTA top spots. Gomez getting redded. Looking like a top 2 right now for LTA. Probably
Yeah.
close, top 2, 1-3.
Xander's definitely right up there in the mix. So we got Xander. Can't tell who's.
And triple shrooms,
Wow.
another great item for Luke.
Yeah, that's sick.
Swapping over to Dookie now, front running in first.
Yeah, it looks like there's no shock yet, no blue. He's
Hopefully
just
remembers
been
those
chilling.
nanas. Yep, Nana's last turn.
Xander's in second. Luke's probably going to be... Oh, he used 2 of his shrooms, but he's probably going to be sliding in the second/third right here.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to have 2-3.
Mike taking
Oh, looks
cut,
like Mike
and
gets
Mike
a
taking
shroom
cut.
too.
2, 3, 4, all taking cut.
Wow.
Top 4 pretty congested right now. Kind of just up to the item.
Ooh, Mike
and
hits the banana.
that's actually pretty big.
That is huge, yeah.
Xander squeezing into first.
Yeah, that...
Target POW? And a red on Luke?
He gets... Wow, power redded.
Yep.
Huge for Mike. Into the shock.
One person dodging a bit farther behind, and a mega coming up for England. I'd say most definitely an England shock,
Yeah,
right?
looks like an England shock for sure.
Yeah, 145 for England right now. Triple reds for Luke, trying to hold back Gomez.
Oh, Gomez shrooms by, gets redded instantly.
Maybe jumping the gun.
Oh.
Yep, gets redded. That's looking like a 145 for England.
Yeah, wow, that turned around. I thought Dookie was just going to clean run that
Yeah.
race after what it was looking like lap 2.
Yeah, the pack was pretty spread. Unfortunately for him, all of England, and I mean another one of LTA, 2, 3, 4, they all got shrooms, were able to take cut, kind of squeeze that gap, put some
Yeah.
pressure on them. On top of that, we saw Mike hitting that Nana in third. Actually, I don't think it did too much. I think he still ended up getting third.
He was able to power red back.
Yeah,
and get his
yeah.
spot back.
Yeah.
But England's presence up there. Oh,
Yeah, 2, 3,
Yeah,
2,
yeah,
3, 6,
yeah.
8 for LTA. I mean, all things considered, it wasn't the worst thing. It definitely is, bounce back at least a little bit for England.
yeah.
Um,
Gomez getting 8th, which is probably where we'll see him most of the most of the war. But you never know.
You're like friends with him, right?
Yeah.
Sort of? Okay.
Well, actually, I haven't talked to him in a bit. But
yeah, I mean, 145. I'm not sure. Maybe like an RBC coming out for England, and looks like it. Yeah. So what are you thinking so far? What do you think about these teams right now? Like how they playing? What's going on?
I think it's actually so far. It's only race 2, so it's hard to judge.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's a little bit closer so far than we thought.
Oh yeah,
I think around GP2 is when we might see one of the teams break away
yeah,
from the other.
definitely
in
one of the
this
teams
war.
like building some momentum going into that last
You
GP.
don't think about like bagging between like Luke or sorry,
Memphis.
Jazz especially. Like Jazz is like insane.
Yeah, Jazz has had a pretty long history of being a really good bagger. He's arguably one of the best baggers. I gotta shout out my boy Mac. I think a little bit behind Mac, but Jazz definitely dominant in the bagging scene. Let's see. Yeah, and a single red right now for Luke. Top 2 for England. Gonna try to hold that until probably the moving boxes. I'd say.
Oh, Acme looks like he's goldening up. Acme and Gomez weasel their way into the front of the pack.
And
I
Spots.
guess Xander out of
yeah,
there.
Spots suddenly
Wow. They're
favoring
top 2.
LTA pretty
Yeah.
nicely. A track like this, you definitely want to be in the front at right now. It's like
Yep.
if you're past this set right here and you're not in top 2, it's really hard to catch back up, change those spots. And a huge bomb on England from LTA,
Yeah. Wow.
getting 3-4 out of there. Luke, the lone survivor of Team England, going to try to do what he can to get this LTA top 2 out of there.
You got the classic tight banana on the spiral. No one's probably going to hit that. He's got trip reds.
Takes out Luke Gomez's
Oh,
probably only
Gomez
item,
hits the
gets him
wall,
out of there
gets-
yet.
Wow.
Let's see what Acme if he's able to block that. Say so, yeah. Should be
Yeah.
good for a bit longer. Triple red's probably the best item he could have pulled there. And an early shock. Single dodge from
So,
Xander.
Jazz gets shock instantly. Looks
Mhm.
like they want to just catch up to the front. Xander dodges.
So a track like this, if you're not shocking there, you end up having to hold it as a bagger for like the rest of the race just because you can't go any further and you kind of trap yourself around the first respawn. So
makes sense.
if the enemy bagger is able to get like a star or something, you don't have much room to work with to get out of the way. So it was definitely a shock.
Luke,
Uh,
Luke just doing gymnastics. Gets the shroom to get out of there.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock to just try to get England another one. But it did work out for them. They're top 2-4 right now. Getting backed by, I mean, I'm assuming his teammate.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Dookie gets a bomb. Might be able to do something with this. Gotta watch out for Acme, though.
Fib might be,
What
and
is the Fib?
ooh,
They
a
got
blue
the
coming
blue.
out. Maybe just a combo on him. Or slows down a bit, try to back that bomb. Gets Jazz.
Wow. That's
If Jazz did have shock, you know he lost it right there. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
a cool play. So we got Luke with a star in 6th. Still banking on another shock for his team.
Yeah, looks like Mephisto is stuck at that, right around that first respawn. Jazz has a lot of time to work with to maybe get shock. Mega coming out. Mega's a, I saw it poof. It might have been a Bill from the England member.
Yeah. Luke's gonna use a star here. Not
Just barreling into a
lot-
pack of LTA, try to get as many of
Wow.
them as he can.
Pretty much all of LTA.
Ooh, gotta watch out for that red.
Trying to squeeze in a second. Just can't. Dookie's just too slippery right now with that red.
See, he's aiming for cut. This could be huge for them. This could be a top 2.
Ooh, the
A
pow.
POW, might be a target POW on.
Oh, yeah, he's in the
Yeah,
wall.
right into the wall.
And LTA slides in the...
Yeah, that's
Wow.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4.
That had to
That
have
had
been
to
LTA.
have
But
been-
yeah,
That was so good for them.
they're using their POWs really well. I've noticed.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, they're just making do with what they have really nicely, making these races as much in their favor as they can. 2, 3, 4 for LTA with an England shock. We didn't see a second shock. I'm not sure about, you know, whether or not Jazz had the shock when he did get bombed. If he did, that's a massive play. I saw,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. I saw an LTA member also Mega, an England member, and whatever item he had poofed out of him. So, you know, it could have been a blue, could have been a POW, could have been a Bill, you know. Not sure what it was. I didn't see it exactly, but regardless, some really good plays come out for LTA.
Yeah, that bomb was huge.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like it takes a lot to just be aware of those kind of plays.
Mhm.
You know, like just having to like I don't know because racing is a lot already, and to like notice that the bagger's coming with you, like right next to you. And
Yeah.
For that, especially a bomb too.
Yeah. Baggers usually try to drive with the pack to avoid an enemy, you know, like stop starring and like starring like maybe their teammate or maybe their bagger not being able to stop star them or something. But actually maybe didn't work too well in Jazz's favor.
It's kind of crazy how the game evolved into, like, just one-dimensional, like, I'm going to hold a all race
Yeah.
to, like, thinking about all these, like, different intricacies, like,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to bomb the bag, you know, stuff like that.
I think the game has like gotten to the point where people are playing really like aggressively. Like I think like hyper aggressive plays is something that, you know, like came to light like pretty recently, like probably a year or two ago, right? Like before that, if you watch like old videos, you never would see people like slowing down in like first or second with like a trail to try to get the guy behind him or like wheelie bump plays, you know. It's something that's like really cool to see though. You know, a lot of people.
Run race 4.
Yeah.
Got a almost 20-point lead from LTA. Got Xander going in the first. Staying there. Ooh,
Bomb
the
doesn't
bomb,
connect,
and
but
he gets bumped off.
Off.
Wow.
He's gonna be a bit out of the race for a little. That's a really bad respawn there. You know, you're left no shrooms. This was LTA's pick. England tried to go BC3. Yeah. They might be.
Could be.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Mephisto wasn't able to do much on RBC. They might be just picking some sit tracks.
It-
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a shot count 2-0 maybe?
I think
This
some.
war?
Yeah.
And maybe some stuff we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what happened in race 1. They might have got it.
You know, Dookie just back here for now. Not gonna be able to do much, I'd say. Probably just gonna be spamming his items, trying to get up there. Cut off what little cuts are available to him right now.
If you fall too far behind on this track, it can be hard to catch up.
Yeah. Without a shock, if you're too far behind here, it's basically GG's for your race.
But it looks like he's getting into the mix a little bit.
LTA with some bottom spots right now. You see them in 6th and I think 5th as well. And even 4th. I think it's an England top 3 at the moment.
Yeah. Yep. So we got Xander, Luke in 2nd. They definitely want to keep these spots and get the match a little bit closer.
Spams that golden immediately, you know. Just want to get another item at this last set. Not too much to say at the moment. Star or Dookie?
They really want to shock here, basically.
Oh yeah, if they have it, it's
Especially with
definitely
the star.
first set for sure. With 3-4 going over the ramp for LTA, Maybe signifying that they don't have shock. I think they would have maybe done it there if they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely would have
He
shocked if
does
they had
get
it.
star in the golden, though. If they had shock, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
Still
Pretty
gonna
good pull, though. Definitely going to break into that top spot.
And do the golden strat.
I'm looking at the mini map. It's like one's still going back. Is that a sign of any kind? Or?
He might be just be trying to get a waterfall box to maybe cheese a shock.
If LTA can break into this, which they're all there.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's going to be dependent on this last box right here.
3, 4, 5, 6, I believe.
Luke just trailing that red, trying to scare them off a little bit.
Yeah, shock carry this.
No
Yeah.
shock bomb for...
Oh, my goodness.
Maybe gets a huge snipe.
Yeah.
Throw that up.
The bomb. Oh!
Doesn't get him on
Yeah,
line,
that's-
unfortunately.
It's definitely hard to, like, find
Oh,
position
yeah.
that bomb, like,
Yeah,
right before
yeah.
the line.
That turn is just, it's like, you know, especially because it's like inclined upwards. Whatever you throw, you know.
So we
It's
do
just a
get
little
that
hard.
top 2 run from Xander and Luke pretty much all race.
Yeah.
LTA, though, able to crack into pretty much 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, which is actually a decent
Yeah, it's not
coverage
too bad of
for
a
them.
loss. It's definitely like a race you want to get if you're going to lose it, you know. I don't know. I think that was about as much as they could have done after, you know, first lap events. Dookie getting bumped off. Oh, 2, 3,
Wow.
or
so
3, 4, 6, 7.
I
Sorry.
guess I was wrong. Yeah, Xander fell out of first, went to 5th.
Yeah, got himself up there, but regardless, you know, still not too bad of a loss. Still close war so far. Anyone's game. LTA playing a lot better than I thought they would. I'm gonna be honest.
For sure, yeah. It's still a close war going into GP2, which, I mean, based on our predictions, it seemed like they'd be, like, losing by already, like,
Yeah,
30-ish.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, they're doing what they should be doing right now.
So after GP1, what do LTA up 10-ish?
Yeah.
Up 10.
LTA up 10. Close war, anyone's game still. 2 GPs left. What have track picks been looking like? It seems like
So Casey, I'd say it's about even. I'm not
might be 3-1 LTA.
Might be, yeah. Might be.
Everything but Gardens.
Yeah, but in the
Or-
same sense, you know, you've gotten a lot of shocks for England, so it's kind of like a, you know,
Yeah.
give and take. But yeah, I mean, like Eric said, you know, that might actually be what they're trying to do. You know, picking tracks that aren't too technical for the bagger, because I feel like their spots didn't really warrant a KC pick. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. Jab, like after RBC, that might be the case. You know, you saw Jazz was just miles ahead of Mephisto there. But I don't know. I feel like Mephisto is an experienced enough bagger to be able to compete with Jazz. Regardless, DDR once again coming out for England.
We got some Sherbet Land. It's a
Yeah,
fun track.
yeah.
One of my favorites.
I feel like it's getting more popular these days. See it.
I definitely think that, like, if LTA, like, this is LTA's game 1 to win. If they lose this, I think it's so hard for them to win a game 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely need the momentum for sure.
Yeah. And we got a DDR from Team England. I feel like this. I don't want to speak too early. I think this is going to be huge for England. I think this
Yeah,
is a really technical track, and you got a team full of some pretty technically talented people. So let's see what happens. Xander making that sand hop. Gomez right ahead of him and trails him immediately.
Wow.
Squeeze into first there.
So,
Yeah.
So Gomez in first.
And
Drops-
oh,
my God,
huge snipe from Luke, taking that first right
Avoids
back
the red
from him.
too.
That's actually huge because, like, DDR sucks.
It
Yeah,
is.
this is
Yeah.
crucial.
We're definitely gonna be finding out soon who gets like the beginning shrooms or goldens, because we're gonna see a lot taking the cut. Really? Wow.
Oh,
This
okay.
is huge.
Yeah.
So if everything goes perfectly, he's gonna slide in the first
Drop that fib.
fight.
Okay.
Wow, nice avoid on the fib. He's probably gonna slide in the first here unless he makes a huge error. It's definitely a safe cut,
Yeah, a little bit
but
safer.
fair.
Yep.
'Cause
Builds that lead regardless.
he still has quite a lead from that.
And I mean, you know, this is definitely where you want to be on DDR. DDR is definitely a track where back spam, even if it doesn't hit, can definitely slow the people behind you down. You can easily build a lead
A
from
lot
it.
of England back here. Is that bottom 3?
Yeah, that's looking
Oh, and oh my God,
Ooh.
forces him into this. Wow,
Good
huge bomb.
good
The bottom
reaction
four, it looks
from
like.
that.
Oh no, Mike's up there. Yep, Mike is stopping for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No shot gonna come in for England right now. They're gonna just have to deal with whatever items they pull. And a blue coming out from Dookie.
But they're still top three. They're
keeping
just
that
up
top
here.
3.
Wow.
TC in place, so Dookie's definitely safe to go for that box
Luke's
in
race
third.
might be over here.
This is
He
not looking good for England.
needs a star. Oh, Shroom's not good. Yeah, his race is done.
No shock is problem. This is looking like a shockless race.
Yep.
Oh, fails that wall.
Able to
Top-
recover, are they?
They were top 4
Wow,
for that.
yeah,
Top
they
3,
were
5
top
right now
4.
for LTA.
Yeah, that's huge.
Maybe get a snipe off on Taz.
Honestly, he might be able to.
Oh, no box. That's
okay.
unfortunate.
Yeah, bomb now. Wait, outline? Outline? Maybe? Slide in there? Okay.
Top 3.
Top 3,
Ooh,
5. Oh,
yeah.
did someone pass him?
Might have passed him. Might have passed him.
Still top 3, huge for LTA.
I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I guess I spoke too soon. Insane race for LTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know about y'all, but I was not expecting this.
I was not expecting
No,
this.
not
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Not at
Not
all.
in the slightest. I'm gonna be
Definitely not.
honest.
Yeah.
That's big. I mean, you saw Dookie getting that golden that he needed, but even after the fact, like I don't even want to say that it was because of the golden he got first. He kept a lead, building that lead. He got blued even, and was still in third,
Yeah.
only surrounded by his teammates.
LTA
I mean,
was just up there all race.
yeah, that was just insanely
And
dominating
I know
for an LTA.
near the end of lap 2, Mike kind of stopped trying to get a lower place box, 7th or 8th. He must have got something good to take the ultra
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
gets
yeah.
up there with his team. And almost got a top 4 out of that, which is crazy.
I don't think I saw a shock being used at all, like even at the end. I saw Mephisto billing.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that just might have been a shockless race for both baggers, like they never had it.
Kind of crazy because that's a fresh GP. England gets their pick.
Yep.
You know, they're the favorites to win that race, and they
Yep.
lose it by a lot. So,
Yeah. Yeah, like when I mentioned like technically, I was even referring to like even bagging a bit. Like it's just I don't know. I thought maybe those cards were just in England's hand, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Good job LTA on that. That was big. Definitely
huge.
definitely a momentum builder.
Gomez gets in the top 7. It's crazy, so,
Makes me
you know.
just wonder also what happened to Jazz. He was so far behind.
Yeah. Maybe just like unlucky bill chains. Who knows? Regardless, top 3. I'm surprised I didn't see a BCW pick from LTA. Going MT maybe no. Delfino Square.
Delfino. Pretty much a luck track at this
Oh yeah,
point.
for sure, definitely.
Anything could happen.
This track's kind of similar to Gardens in the sense that a lot of the shocks center around that cut.
Yes.
And getting a star here and dodging is huge. It's just massive.
Exactly. And Shrooms just really change up to positions throughout the race.
Yep.
Heavily. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who gets the Shrooms first.
See some swerving going on from these LT members. Probably gonna try to bag. Yeah. See Mike stopping. TC for Acme.
Luke grabbing a bomb here. Passes the TC to Xander. Back bombs. LTA top 2 still?
Ooh.
Or is that just Gomez second? No,
Yeah,
England,
just Gomez
Taz goes in
second,
the
yeah.
first.
Ooh. Nice read from Luke there, knowing that Gomez would probably back that dock.
Exactly. That was more of like a prediction than
Yeah.
like a reaction dodge for sure. Gets a blue for his teammate, so he's going to be stuck with this for at least what looks like for a bit now.
Yeah, a little bit of a bittersweet item. You do secure your teammate first for a bit, but being in 5th, just because all those good items are open to you, it's kind of,
Yeah,
I
and
wonder, like, Dookie was like hard bagging there. Like,
Yeah,
like, they already have 8.
yeah.
I wonder if I need to have shock.
Burned those shrooms. Maybe,
That's
yeah,
true. They
maybe
could've
a
got
shock in play right
an
now
early
for.
shock.
And it
Gets
gets a mega.
We'll see if he holds on to this.
If they do have shock, this could be huge. 8th probably already has a dodge right now. It's been a while.
It looks like they might. If he's holding on to it, yeah.
Chains it.
Ooh.
Gets a golden. If they have it, they should use it here.
Yeah, they should use it for sure. It looks like they didn't.
Nah,
that was just
yeah.
a good chain.
He gets the red out of Joss. Doesn't mega him though.
Breaks into third.
Top 2 now for England. I mean, Jazz is driving in front of them, maybe trying to give him like some drafts. I mean, I'm not sure what that would mean. Or
Top
a
two,
star,
4,
yeah.
5. It's crazy that Luke's still in 5th with that blue on lap 3 with a track that's like cut only.
I think that confirms LTA.
Yeah, they must have gotten it just right after they used their dodges.
Yeah. I assume they're gonna use stuff here. I don't know if Mike has anything. Let's see, they're in
One
a
star.
Star from Gomez.
TC on
Joss
Joss.
TC'd.
Blue still in play.
They just
Top
they
2 still
just
for
don't have
England.
it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not.
Wait, Acme failed double with stars.
No. Acme
Acme's-
made it. Acme
he's
made
there.
it. All good.
He's gonna
that
finish it. Oh, and the shot comes out. Oh,
Did he just?
started?
Yeah, stars his teammate.
But
Unfortunately,
he's
that
gonna
might
get up to 6 with that.
secures him.
Oh wait, Gomez
So
is
he can
just
squeeze up his
fast.
MT. I'm honestly not sure.
LTA difference?
So,
LT kind of drove that like he wasn't there. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Might have beaten him. Honestly, might have beaten him.
yeah, he really did. Did England get top 2 still?
I think they did.
They're
They
really
got-
depending
yeah.
on that because their other players fell back. Luke, obviously, with the blue wall race, not gonna be able to do much with that.
Yeah. So England, I guess Jazz was doing what I first guessed. 3,
Still-
4, 5. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad of a loss. But yeah, Jazz just driving in front of his teammates top 2, maybe like give some drafts and like stop the LTA bagger from like trying to start out of him, right? Because like if you do like try to start that bagger while he's around runners, you do risk -20s, you know.
Exactly.
So, yeah, keeping that shock safe until the end. Unfortunately, no dodges coming in for Team England, but nonetheless, a top 2-6, still a good race, chipping away at that LTA lead. Got a 30-point deficit right now.
So we got a Moonview pick from England, and they're still going for Sherbet LTA.
Yep.
30-point lead.
I
Is
mean,
that after that race?
yeah, should
or-
be, I believe.
Might be a little lower if that was race.
No,
Yeah.
that's after that race.
Wow, that's
Yep.
huge. The top 3 was giant for them.
Yeah, I mean, going into the latter half of the war, LTA with a small lead, just a race win though. It's just one huge race away from being basically tied.
Yeah.
Let's see what England has to say.
So we got Sherbet land, so I mean, basically another left track coming out.
This is another track that I feel like is heavily dominated with, or heavily involving shrooms. You know, the shrooms at the beginning could be huge, just
Yeah,
because
if
a lot
you
of
get
tracks
like a nice
off-road.
golden in the middle of the pack,
Yeah.
like, right at the beginning, you could like zoom right to first, and like if you're very lucky, just run all 3 laps.
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
happen all the time, but
This track is just so off-road heavy. It's just you just negate that entirely. Not much going on. Triple reds out right now for Luke. Got
There's a little
2.
pile up there.
Yeah, 2 people spinning out right there.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 for England. Mike the lone. See, one bagger a bit further behind. I'm not sure. Maybe it loses Bill. So whichever bagger's in last right now is looking pretty. And that is. I think that was LT.
No, Jazz is in last now.
So we got top 2 from LTA right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean a whole lot, but got Mike getting blued. Luke going for the power reds, getting Mike. Still spinning from the blue.
You know, Jazz isn't not moving too fast. Maybe a sign he has shock.
Yeah, he's getting caught up on all this shit.
Yeah, he's avoiding. Definitely a shocking play for England right now. Oh, no, doesn't spin out, just lag. He keeps that shock in play. So England has shock right now. Luke probably going to be searching for a dodge. You got to think. Is that England in 8th? I believe so, right? Maybe has a dodge already. Star in play?
Luke looking for, gets the golden. Not what he's looking for if they have shock. Gonna go in right up there.
I mean, honestly, this isn't even too bad of an item. This
Really
you know,
not.
definitely just gets you caught up there. You're already first. And a little bit of a fail from Duke.
Yeah.
Top 2 now for England.
Just top 2 from that golden. If they do have shock, they could potentially grab a top 4 this race, which would be huge for them.
Yeah. Nothing happening just yet. Most likely going to be coming in the last seconds if there is one. See Taz a little bit further behind. Red does not connect. Top 2 safe for England, and a shot comes
Here's
in.
a shock.
That's a dodge from England and a shot right on
Yeah,
Acme.
ooh. Top 3 at least.
And Jazz coming in too, or Joss coming in too. That's a bottom 2 for LTA, I think.
Wait, top 2 or top 3 for?
I think it's
Top-
top 3.
Okay.
I could
thought
be
saw
wrong.
Top 2, 4, or maybe top 3. Is it top 4?
Definitely not top 4,
not
but
top
still
4.
huge race for England
Pretty sure
there.
it's top 3.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, I wasn't sure if I think that was Taz in like round 5th. I wasn't sure if he had anything to work with there, but he did get a mega, chained it for a red, probably, you know, next to triple reds.
was
Yeah,
it? Oh,
top 2, 4, 5.
Which
Wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely a really good item for Joss to pull there. Slows down the LT member just enough for his other teammates to catch up. I mean, yeah, that's basically what I was saying earlier. It's just one race win away from just basically being tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just brings them just brings England right back into it.
that is huge for England. Just like that, where it's anyone's game now.
Yeah,
Middle of GP2. So.
for sure. I mean, if you're England, you're definitely feeling good after that. LTA might be a little bit down, you know, building that lead, and
So,
losing it just in one race, right?
England obviously going right for the TF.
Oh
after
yeah,
that.
top 2, 4, 5 are just
Yeah, they
prime
really
TF
want that
tracks.
picked,
Yep.
and they could carry their momentum into like another huge race off of that.
Yep.
Just crazy.
It's like getting the 4th is huge there for the drafts.
Yeah. 4th and
Yeah.
5th. Yep.
So this is one of those track selections that matters a lot, and LTA definitely going to be favored here with the
Yeah.
Mushroom Gorge. It's huge for them.
I think one thing to maybe think about is like LTA mentality, like
Mhm.
dropping a top race like that. Like I think mentality's probably shaky at times, so I wonder how they bounce back from this.
Yeah. Would love to see. Would love to know how they're feeling right now, but nonetheless, MG coming out. Most people probably trying to get those shrooms in the bottom, maybe even triple shrooms. Just got to get a nice TT in.
England's still sticking with the top 2. A lot of people are probably going to be hopping.
Oh yeah, for sure. 3, 4, 5 right now for LTA.
Dookie looking for a 3rd place shroom here for sure. Shells.
No, not quite. Yeah, we see 2. I think that was 2 LTA members
Yeah.
taking gap there, breaking into that top 2, running away with it a bit.
One of them
golden,
looks like they.
Yeah,
it looks like
Mike Golding
did the
out of
golden
there.
cut.
and Gomez right behind him.
So he's sliding the top 2 there.
Nice little shroom for Luke, holding that to take the gap. Let's see which bagger is just coming up here. LTA bagger, but Jazz already
Ooh,
ways
that's
away in
huge.
last. Or is that? I believe he is in last, right? I'm not sure if that's last or not, honestly. I wasn't too sure.
Dookie
But
with
Golden,
the gold now.
yeah,
He's
Golden
gonna
with
go for this
Dookie.
strat as well.
His turn to get to the top there.
See how he executes this.
Ooh, gets bumped.
Oh.
Still makes it, though. I was a bit scared there.
Mike got a first. Don't know what happened there. This is tight.
Xander
really
with-
tight.
Oh my god.
Banana
Carnage in
into the
top 3
banana.
with those
Jesus.
nanas.
Everyone's gonna want shrooms here. This is getting tight.
Trip Reds for Dookie. Oh, okay.
I think it's fair.
And a shock for
Got a shot
LTA.
out. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that's rough. Probably just wanted to get them in 4 boxes and maybe get a TS off on Luke, but he has kind of a bit of a trade.
Luke's still in first.
And
oh.
Oh, wait.
Whoa.
Controller DC,
Oh
no.
my goodness.
Oh,
That is
no.
not
That's-
the correct time for
oh
that to
my-
happen. Oh, he's still off the track.
And he's still.
Oh my
that's
goodness. That is so race changing and maybe even war changing.
I thought-
Jeez.
That actually could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is huge.
I
He's
thought
getting
he
first.
might have been just like trying to avoid
Wow.
the LTA member, but his controller just absolutely griefing him at the
he's
end.
just
and
still trying to fix it.
reconnecting. It's just that's definitely one of those moments that make you want to question your controller pick. You know, I hear a lot of nunchuck users have that happen in pretty crucial moments, and that's definitely one of them. I mean,
Ooh, and they still actually get a decent race considering Luke should have got first.
No, they would have had 3 of the top 2.
yeah,
They would've had top
yeah,
2,
yeah,
4.
yeah.
They would be winning right now and instead of losing.
Yeah, that definitely
is
would have been
crazy.
a 1-3-4 for England, and instead swiftly changing for at least a little more in LTA's favor, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's rough. Rough race. I mean,
He was guaranteed a top 2 position.
Yeah.
Just makes one turn, holds A, probably gets first, maybe second.
I've had like 10 nunchucks. I feel like over the course of my like time playing,
yeah.
and like the controller, like I love it. It's simple. It's very accessible. But like that it just breaks the most out of any controller.
Yeah, and it's like it's just really unfortunate because it's arguably one of the better controllers in terms of like, you know, what you can do with it. You know, when you like wheelie and stuff, it's like it just lasts longer, like the frames or whatever.
Prevents like the awkward clawing.
Yeah.
Feeling that
Just a lot of,
people get,
but then the trade-off is that it's prone to DCs like that, and it's prone to, you know, ruining your races, just like it did to Luke, unfortunately. But
That's huge.
gotta live with it, unfortunately. Just gotta take those races as they are and just keep moving. But yeah.
4 more races left. Who do you think takes it?
Okay, so 4 races left.
Honestly,
LTA up
I
7.
still think England's going to take this one.
You think?
I think it's a fun match to watch. I still think England's going to take it.
That's fair.
Believe in the LTA choke.
I
I believe in it.
Yeah.
They
I kind of believe in it too.
they
yeah.
they kind of low key choked there, but they got lucky. You know, about the controller thing. I don't think the controller thing's gonna happen again.
Well, I don't know. I would say that. Yeah.
Sometimes you just, you know, it's a bad hair day. It's a bad controller day.
I want to say they won't choke, but it's like a shock on MG. You just feel like it should be a much better race there, you know.
Yeah.
But regardless, MT coming out for, I believe, England, right?
Yes.
Man.
It's a 4-point difference.
Oh, 4-point
Wow.
difference. Oh, okay. Wow.
Going to the last GP. Cannot be closer.
Luke not hopping the cut there, probably leaving it for 5th. Try to get to the top as fast as possible. This is definitely another
wall.
one of those. Yeah, definitely another one of those technical tracks where you just want to be in the front. No cuts really.
Big.
Taz Gomez hitting Nana.
Oh,
Taz trying to
Gomez
shroom
hits
up
the
there.
Wow.
He throws it.
Those
that
are
on?
his teammate, but he
Yeah, his
avoids
teammate
it.
lagged a bit there. Looked like he was falling off, but
Mike kind of solo in the top 4 for
yeah,
LTA.
a little bit of a 1v3 for Mike. Hits a Nan, unfortunately,
Oh
and
my god, yeah,
no item to counter. Doesn't think
Taz
he-
is all over the place right now.
Yeah.
They are top 3 though.
Ooh, spinning? No, not quite.
Acme right in 4th, taking the cut.
No, not
That
quite.
doesn't
no.
take the cut.
Right behind him still.
Definitely scared of this red shell.
Baggers look like they're still sitting in front of the sets. Oh, both baggers gone. So one bagger probably has respawning. Not sure who that would be. Couldn't get a glimpse of it. Still, top 2-4 for England. Just looking real nice for England right now if no shock is in play.
Yeah, they really want blues right now.
Picks up that shroom, maybe do some damage on Acme.
LTA is looking for blues. Multiple, actually.
And oh, there's
They
one.
do get one.
This is probably the best place to get blue just because there's no boost pads, no potential shrooms. Xander's still getting comboed, looks like. He booed himself where he wouldn't get as much airtime, but as a result got hit again.
Yeah.
That's a shock for LTA.
LTA shock, yep.
Got basically the whole
Wow,
room, but 3-4-5
yeah,
for
we
LTA.
see a lot of them coming up,
Ooh,
and
Acme
someone on
spinning.
England flipping.
That was actually the biggest shock of all time. Because they definitely lose that maybe.
Yeah.
Star for Taz and Star's
Oh,
Mike. I
wow.
mean, England just back in the top 3.
Yeah, and they get
Blue
another
coming
blue.
out. He needs to do something with his bomb quick. Hop dodge?
Oh!
Oh, not quite.
Whips it with a
Not
sidearm.
quite.
Definitely an interesting attempt.
Still top 3.
Man, this is just
Wow.
looking like, I mean, unless something, maybe?
Ugh.
Nah,
Blooper.
this is looking like it's locked in for England as a top 3.
So now, if you're LTA, you're just not.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean,
How did that go wrong?
so after the cannon, Acme,
It's like 3 of them dodged.
3 of LTA dodged, but like Acme hit a Nana, and he was like the further ahead of the LTA members, right? He, if anyone was gonna break into that top 2 immediately, it was him, and he had a Nana, I believe. So I mean, he was out of the question. Joss or Taz, I'm not sure which one it was. They picked up either a ground star or Jazz maybe dropped a star, and they just starred Mike out of there. So Mike
Yeah.
and Acme just immediately eliminated. I mean, giving England just the top 3 they had before shock.
That was probably the biggest play of that race for sure.
Yeah.
And it was kind of lucky for him because he was able to just star through their entire. So
Exactly.
if that was Jazz that gave him that, then that's a huge play by
Huge
Jazz.
play by
even
Jazz, for
while
sure.
not getting the shock.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just. I think that's something that definitely hits, like the call mood, right? Like I feel
Oh, for
like
sure.
the call is has to be like pretty down after that.
It kind of sucks for them because they were up all war.
Yep.
This was like their first deficit, and it's like right near the end.
Yeah.
When you like kind of start losing hope, and so it's the worst time to have a big deficit.
Yeah, and it's like especially in a race where you got 2 blues and a shock, it like really hurts to get top 3. Like it really hurts. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit odd because in the beginning, you were seeing England shocking and LTA responding with winning races. And I was seeing LTA shock and England responding with winning races. It's kind of just a little backwards,
I know,
right?
I will say that's one of those tracks though where you, one of those cannon dodge tracks where you do see a lot of shenanigans after the cannon.
Yeah.
Like
There's
a lot
just,
of pile-ups and
yeah.
just people flipping and
The
weird
turns
stuff
are just
happening.
like too tight and like around that section specifically, and there's just ground nanas like leaf piles can just really just ruin your race. But yeah, I mean, DK Mountain coming out, another cannon track, but much more front run heavy than MT, I'd say. Let's see what let's see what LT has to say to respond.
I mean, they did a huge comeback from that before. Yeah, basically they played like Denmark in groups and like, but that was from GP1. They were coming back the whole match. I don't know how they do with the comeback in like 3 races.
Yeah.
We do have another cannon track, but Shock is awkward here.
It's actually beneficial for LTA.
2 bombs coming out, neither connecting. Maybe one connecting on Xander. No, not quite.
Still top 2.
England's still in that top 2 position. Definitely where they want to be here. Taz putting a little bit of pressure on Luke. Not too much, though. Should be fine. But Taz out of... Oh, Taz out of Mega. Mega on the bridge. That's massive. Doesn't quite get Acme, though. I think everyone was left, unscathed.
Yeah. Pack is still slightly tight.
LT doing a good job of dodging these back spams. Xander and Luke trying to double back around that turn there, but LTA staying 3-4-5 right now, looks like. Dookie back here in last. Nothing but single shroom. Yeah,
They
it's
need
gonna.
Chalk and Blues yet again.
Yeah.
It's been the story.
Ooh, wait.
A little bit of a...
Still makes cut, but that was a
Definitely
bit of a
awkward.
scuff, right? Yeah. That turn is prone to lag. It's just another bomb. These bombs just not what
Yeah.
LTA needs. They need to be hitting these bombs. I mean, they're not getting Blues, and Shock is most likely not going to happen. So
Looks like LTA is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. Luke here in 4th right now with a single green.
If they had a Shock there, that would have been huge.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone has Shock or will be getting it even.
Yeah.
And a POW, that's actually really
Ooh.
huge.
A target POW could be huge for
This
them.
could be the dagger in LTA's war, I'm going to be honest. Green up, doesn't connect. POW now, basically,
yeah,
yep.
Yeah, he literally...
Slows down Acme.
Oh my god, but he gets bananas. So
Keeps
they,
him back
they
a
stay
bit.
in 2-3 because of that.
LTA
Dookie's shrimming up
2-3-4
too.
for LTA. 2-3-4-5?
Wow, when did that
Don't
happen?
me off, come on.
Oh,
Gotta keep-
did they get it?
Hold on.
They got it. I think they got
I
it.
think
Wow.
I guess, wait, was I reading that wrong? Were they 2-3 that whole entire time?
They're 2-3. Luke had POW
He had
in...
POW.
Yeah, and 4th.
Yeah, so he basically had perfect vision of them.
Oh,
But
I
he-
thought, for some reason I thought that LTA was 3-4 at the end there, not 2. Oh,
the ones
wow.
with the POW. You thought
Yeah.
LTA had POW.
No, I don't know. I guess I just had a little bit of a brain fart. I don't know, something. I just
Yeah.
thought that race was looking a lot better for England until
It
on the
was.
bridge you see 4 of the LTA members in the top 5 spots.
Basically because Luke had POW and he could see them.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
could
He
target
had
POW them,
perfect vision on
perfectly.
them.
And they do secure the 2, 3, 4, 5. That's huge for them.
That's, I mean, okay. That's good job LTA for keeping that. I mean, I thought that race was kind of wraps. I thought it was looking like at least a top 2 safe.
It's because they were in 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
England was basically locked 7, 8.
Yeah.
And so like Luke kind of
Failed,
not
right? Yeah.
being successful at that POW situation turned out really bad for them because they all just passed Luke out of it.
Yeah, yeah. I think what Luke had to do there was what he was probably doing was letting Xander take cut
Yes.
and then powing on the turn or trying to. But what I think he should have done was wait until Xander was past the boxes and try to get LTA directly on the cut, right? Because if you get it powed around there, you get like some bounces. You can maybe bounce off the track. You can't really drift too well. I think that was actually the play. LTA having maybe Luke should have known that they had items to drop.
Yeah,
Drop that
I
nana
think
right
that's
on
the
him.
biggest takeaway for
Yeah.
Luke. He should have been aware that they could have dropped the items. And
Yeah.
play a bit safer because he ran straight into the banana.
Yep.
And huge loss for
He
them
basically
off
got
that.
powed himself too. Like the pow is basically null because it basically just made
Exactly.
everyone spin out there.
Yeah, exactly. He
But
might as
yeah.
well just had his controller DC again.
Oh, okay, 4-point deficit for LTA going
My
to CM.
God, that's a
2
huge
races
race
left.
for them. Wow.
That's exactly what they needed. I feel like if they got any worse of a race, it would have been really hard.
Huge mental boost for them too.
Yep, for
this
sure.
is just pretend it's a game to 2
Yeah,
races
two
and
race
try to win.
2 race war.
Which I mean, they won technically this war in the first 2, so just do it again and you win.
Yep.
Almost LTA. Let's go.
See an LT member taking cut, trying to break into those top spots, get Xander out of there. I'll see Taz taking the full cut though. Not sure. Let's see what happens. Ooh, Nano on Luke there. That's huge. And whoa.
He just activates the star. He's just tilted.
Not too sure what happened there. He's still on the top path.
He really
oh no, he's on the bottom path.
Acme's just taking both paths like usual.
Ooh, nice back. Nice green.
Only takes one path with the boost panels though, and gets him with the green.
Bottom 2 for England right now. Triple shrooms for Duke. He can't take that full cut because he got hit. Has to recover. Still 2, 3, 4 for LTA. Not looking too bad for them. TC, and I'm not sure who that was. I think it was LTA with the TC. Not sure who ended up with it, though. Ooh, Mike got a space out there, getting trailed by England's first place. And triple reds for Gomez, though. If they get Taz out of here, this is huge. This is like... Let's see, he's waiting a bit. Oh, no more reds for Gomez. And that's... Taz looking like he's going to be safe for just a bit longer.
He's trying to hold this shroom for the cut. Most likely. Might slide near first with the shroom. See what Luke gets.
Mega
Single red here. Throws it into the wall
Doesn't
instantly.
look a shock is coming.
Takes the cut. He's still going to be second.
This is just close. Ooh, watch out.
Taz
Whoa, he's getting lag bumped out of there.
Wow.
Taz building a little bit of a lead off that. Blue in play for...
Luke holding the blue again. That would have been huge
probably for the
LTA.
best that LTA didn't get into first.
But it looks
there.
like they're... Are they again like 2-3?
2, 3, 4 right now for LTA.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Yep. See, you gotta watch out for those cars.
Yeah, you gotta
Blue
be
getting
careful
thrown.
for the... Oh my goodness, a little scary.
Fib turn green as well.
Green. Oh, Mike gets
Back
hit.
connects on
That's
Mike.
huge.
Oh,
Huge
you gotta be ready for that.
Yeah, you really have to be. Just go wide there.
You
and
just have to
secure
go as wide as you can. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or like even concede a spot, right? Like if you see the LTA or England shroom behind you, you just gotta. It's worse to get passed by one of them than to get green and get passed by 3 of them, right?
Yes,
it's like
for sure.
Oh man, that's rough for LTA. Yeah, it turned. Yeah,
2, 3, 4.
4.
Yeah.
Winning race. Yeah, now it's a losing race. It was a
yeah.
winning race guaranteed with 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, instead they get like 2, 3. Were they in 8th too? I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Wow.
2, 4 even. Oh no.
They got 2, 4, 7, 8.
Joss squeezing his shrooms out at the end there.
Not too great for them now.
That's hard.
13-point deficit.
What's that? 1 race left? One
Wow.
race left. 13-point deficit for LTA.
It is actually still winnable.
Yeah, for sure.
But they need one of their like solid races that they've been getting.
That was rough because winning that race would have meant essentially a tied game going into last race. If they kept those 2, 3, 4 spots, I don't know. I don't know what they really could have done too different aside from maybe managing that lag around the turn a little bit better. It kind of gave Taz enough wiggle room to try like back those items and like confidently, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's rough. This is gonna be a bit of a challenge for LTA going into the last race. And a BC3 pick, honestly, I'd be a bit scared picking BC3 against England just because Xander's known to be pretty confident with Ultra, and Jazz being like the bagger he is, probably being able to take that rail strat, secure himself last. But who knows? We'll see what picks. But regardless, we have a war on our hands. England a bit in.
We got a repick.
Do we? Oh.
That's from LTA.
I think that might have been a random. I think Mike should be recording. It took a long time for him to pick that. Regardless, though, BC3.
Oh my god.
Honestly,
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. BC3 is always a cluster. No
Yeah.
matter what. Even if you're known for like you take 90% ultra.
Yeah. It's still.
Sometimes you just see like the random cluster of a race.
Don't want to look at it.
I know. This is a perfect last race for this war.
Last race, taking control of the series. Let's see who wins. Draft.
Oh my God,
Oh, that's a respawn
Was that
you
a
don't see
controller, or
often.
was that just Luke?
I
don't
think
know.
that was just
You
an
can blame
unfortunate
both.
draft. I think that was just an unfortunate draft. Okay, let's see. Dookie in second right now. Taz looking to block that cut probably. Going for Ultra actually.
Oh wow.
Cut's gonna stay open.
Yeah, I think Duty was gonna unblock that too.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's at least one England
Wow.
taking cut.
So we got 4 people taking cut. We know 2 LTAs took it.
Yeah, I think right now it's looking like top 2 for England. Ooh, and a
Oh wow.
great swerve on Dookie getting England.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, getting Luke
Luke's
right off
just
there while he's
back off the
goldening.
track.
Yep.
Luke has seen a lot of lava this race.
Yeah, it's looking.
In lap 1.
Okay, 3-4-5 right now for LTA. I mean, not much. Can't really tell the back. Oh, Jazz in last right now. It is Xander, I believe. Yeah, Xander in first right now. Not much. A blue coming out.
Yeah, that's huge.
Xander lining up for Ultra, though.
They're up there. Does he flip on the boost pad in the lava?
TS on Xander and a dodge for LTA.
Are they top 3?
Top 3 right now for LTA. Let's see if maybe one of them take cut. Jocelyn has to go for Streamless there. He's lining it up. And he fails it. One of them.
Yeah, they're still top 3.
Are they top 4 right now?
Yeah, they.
Close to. Another blue coming out for Mike.
That's not mean much right now.
Yeah, top 4 right now for LTA.
Wait, does Dookie
gotta see
combo? It doesn't matter. He doesn't get it,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're still top 3.
They're all good. They're all good.
They're gonna
get these drafts. Chain these drafts.
Definitely got. Did they get hit by that?
No. That's Luke Goldening up, trying to do as much as he can to break into that top 3.
They're gonna want to block the
13-point race
heck out
win.
of this cut.
As it is right now, LTA wins this war if they keep these spots.
Yep.
Fib, Mike trailing a Fib in third.
Oh,
yes, Luke. No, he makes it on. Bill dodge for Taz.
Taz billing. That's
billing
huge.
Mike as well. Is that ready to connect?
Oh my god.
Red doesn't connect.
Close. Wow.
This is huge for England. A bunch of LT members taking cut.
This is close, but
they need first.
Yeah, they need it.
2 through. I'm not sure. 3-4-5 right now. Maybe I think top 2 for England. Top 2 for England. That secures the win. Doesn't look like much will change. Taz spinning. A combo.
Oh my god.
You gotta hit Jazz. You gotta hit Jazz.
Oh,
Joss,
Joss,
no, not enough.
My
that was such a cluster, dude.
Wow. England wins
I don't
for
think,
sure.
honestly, I don't think they 2, 3, 4, 5 without getting first. The best they could do is tie the war. 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, I believe, is a plus 13.
Yeah.
So they needed to,
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it. No. Okay, that was just too much going on at the end there. I had no idea.
I mean, we said it was going to be a cluster. I don't know.
So a LTA, no, England shocked around cut, almost kissing Luke, dodging Taz.
Yeah, that's England.
Taz or Joss, Red doesn't connect, unfortunately, on first, which honestly might have been the war if it did. It would have changed completely what would have happened right there at the end. That Red not connecting saved England's race. It was looking like a 2-3-4 for LTA right in the straightaway. Something happened to second. He got POW comboed, but just shrooms for the England bottom spots to, bounce right back from that.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, that shock was giant from England.
Yeah.
And you did call that before the race, that LTA really didn't want to see that track. Not
Yeah.
only because of the cuts, but because of the Jazz.
I feel like that's such a hard race to get, like a hard track to get a really big race on. Yeah. I feel like there's always at least one person from either team in the front just because of how clustered the cut is.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean,
it's not like a luck track, but sometimes it feels like it is.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's like a luck. I don't know. It's a bit of both sometimes.
It's like a situational luck.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if no one else is lining up for the ultra and just you can line up and
then you're just so good at it, right? Yeah, I mean, I was good on England, especially to shock. I feel like they wanted to shock that early as well to deny cut from being blocked at all.
Yeah,
because Mike,
huge.
You saw Mike trailing a Fib there. They shocked right before they got to the cut, so cut stayed open. But I mean, for better or for worse, that got LTA a bit up there as well. I mean, it was just a lot going on. I would have been scared being either team in that situation. It was definitely anyone's war to take right at the end, but
yeah,
England did end up coming out on top.
That war was significantly closer than this war stage too.
Way closer.
Yeah,
for sure.
like the last lap of the last race is what dictated the war.
What was that? What was that plus 20 for England as a win?
That was plus 20.
Yeah.
6-2,
and that's definitely not what
what we saw.
Yeah, not at all.
No.
that was a good war.
Yeah, that was a great war.
So I don't know if we see you guys after. We'll figure it out in the countdown, but there's a chance we don't see you guys after this. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So bye for now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just in case we don't see you again, we will see you guys later. Maybe in War 2, maybe another cast.
Yeah.
Regardless, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
for sure, and food to eat. I'm starved.
All right, see you guys later.
All right, bye guys.
nice regular weekend on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And I am here for the conclusion of England versus LTA after LTA did a bit of choking in that first game.
A little bit.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. You know.
Just a little bit, almost finished the whole steak, and then they just couldn't get the last piece down, and yeah, it all fell apart. Which is surprising because I thought England was going to win more solidly, actually.
Right.
But the fact that LTA was in the lead pretty much the entire time was something that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can keep that energy up going into this one.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they kept it as even as they did, honestly. And, like, I think... It's funny, I was about to look at you, like, as if you're right there. Anyway. Yeah, it was just funny that they kept up as much. I mean, I think a couple of errors on England's part kept it maybe closer than it had to be, but definitely still something that's exciting if you're an LTA fan. And I'm just a fan of any upsets in general. We haven't really had one quite yet, but this is shaping like it could be. And so we'll be seeing whether that does indeed pan to be the case indeed here. We'll see.
Yeah, the winner here is the first team to step up and play the winner of the two U.S. teams as well. So they kind of have a titan in U.S. North in like the projected semis. Of course, that could wrap up in a different way. And U.S. South also very, very strong. But that will be interesting to see. Also, if we're looking at a match preview in the Discord call, I see myself still.
All right, we'll get you fixed up real quick here. In the meantime, we will be starting off here. Why not? It'll be N64 BC to start this one off. And yeah, you know what? I mean, it's a little long track, so we got plenty of time here to fix this. But one thing that was cool to note here that I think LTA will be struggling with is Jazz in general. I think after the N64 BC last time, we saw them basically like start going the tracks that are like, you know, a bit more manageable for baggers, especially like KC, TF, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's looking good in that sense. Aiden, are you able to see stuff now-ish?
No, I just see me mirrored.
You mirrored. Okay, well,
yeah.
In that case, I will, let's see. We'll figure that one out. Why not? And in this case...
The end game... Oh, we're good.
Nice. There we go. So we got Luke here in third place. Luke performing, you know, really good for England, one of the top consistent players on the team for them. We'll certainly keep our eyes on him. And Xander, of course, who, you know, plays both Mario Kart 8 and Wii, although the England team did just lose in the quarterfinals for Mario Kart 8. So he's looking to maybe bring it home here for the England side, who will be getting target powed here. It's 2-3-4 for England to start this one off. And Jazz, I think... leading up in the bagging department. So if anyone's getting shock here, it seems to be England.
Yeah, and like you're saying, I think Jazz is doing a particularly good job when it comes up to the bagging department. Mike, as we have seen, the person in second for LTA right now, he's going to get sniped. This is going to give Luke some ground. And a player, retaliates with a nice trailed red. Mike is going to hang on to that spot, but the gap between him and first is so much bigger now.
Yeah.
The blue's going to go out, so England is going to fall back. Mike might have an opportunity. No, he's falling back with a TC. He's a mini small boy. And I think it looks like there's a pack of LTA ahead of Luke, but I can't quite tell who got into first after that blue shell.
We'll see, but it looks like Luke will be able to take it with no snags with it. We'll have to hold it here. Maybe a top two to start things off for England. What will happen here on the last stretch, as I believe it should be... is that a blue shell? Yeah, that will be a blue shell. Able to dodge it. I do wonder if he got someone with it, but the shot comes in. We'll see what the effects of that is, but seemingly nothing as of yet. England may be able to hold a top two to start this race off, this war off, and LTA. Oh my god, I think that's a top three off. A bomb on Acme might even be a top four. Looking rough here for LTA at the start.
That was a different, definitely a really like strong start out of that team.
Yeah.
I can't believe they just like took every advantage that they could. So there was all these like single interactions between England players and an LTA player at the end, and they just kind of like carved out a list of top spots. Yeah, wow, what a brutal top 3 to start off the
Jeez.
race. LTA can't be too happy about that. I imagine Mike, I would be rather frustrated catching that TC in a front spot, having to drop back, losing the control you might have had because of the blue that came out. But yeah, England played really well off of that.
They certainly did. We'll see if LTA is able to respond, which we have seen them, at least from game 1, respond in some ways. But apart from the Denmark match we saw from them in groups where they came back across the entirety of the, after GP1. Yeah, I imagine this team generally struggles with those kind of comebacks with the mental. But, I think we've been seeing them succeed in that regard in some ways. So we'll see if that keeps up here. This track selection being pretty important now. We can probably imagine the LTA Peach Gardens as reasonable here for a reset track. And in the meantime, yeah, BC Wii, a great track for top 3, being able to spam that back spam at the first stretch if they can. But it's going to go Peach Gardens here. So LTA may be saved here. May be. All right.
I wonder. It really just seems like in the back. I mean, this is Okereke bagging. I imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in the back, they just need a little more control over that ever-present, ever-important asset in the shock, and it's not going too well. Akmif and Ryan pulling immediate megas, getting into top 2.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. 2 giant monkeys racing through some flowers to find themselves in top positions.
Yeah.
Akmif looked like he bumped England out of that position with him, manages to also drop a banana back, so he's getting a little distance between him and second, so that's a nice start. Gomez also climbing into second place with a lot of England in third and below.
Yeah.
The Shroom, Luke probably going to hang on to this in fifth. Maybe he changes it at the box, but I imagine he's going to try to like fight his way into like that top 2 with the cut, and I wonder if we'll see a couple people drop back at the set. No. Yeah, Luke not taking the risk, not going for another item. And Gomez in first.
Yeah, Gomez, Haller loves trolling on him as the worst player in the world, but he definitely is in first here. And will be one of the central reasons that LTA just generally stays in this. Gomez is one of the captains and figurehead for the team, so you'll certainly look to him to kind of lead the pack. He's certainly doing it, at least in race form. Here to start us off, we're going into lap 3, though. And will this be the continuation of what has been a lead here for England? And it would be pretty devastating, a pretty devastating way to start, but we'll see a shock come into play. I think that's LTA dodging. We missed it, but it will be Luna. I think. Oh no, that's Xander. So it's going to be Jazz winning the bagging duel, and England bolstering their lead, having at least 3, 4, 5. How does LTA respond? They do have, I think, first place right now, but how much will that last? Gomez with Xander right on his tail.
Yeah, Xander's really close. I wonder if he can close this at the end. And 2-3 for England. This can't be that good of a race for LTA with those positions on lock.
Yes,
I think we'll see if something happens.
Blue shell span, will it connect? Oh. No, it doesn't.
Blue's way too low.
But actually, LTA getting 3, I think 4, 5, 6. So England bottom 2. That might have actually ended up being, depending on what, I think it was LTA in first. So that might actually be even a race win. Either way, Gomez being a huge key to how they are able to at least keep this a neutral race, because it could have definitely gone a wrong way.
I'm waiting to see the damage, what the situation looks like in the back of the pack. LTA with a lot of, that's a good race. That's a good race. That 7-8 on England's part, that's not that great.
It's a good race. Yeah. 2, 3, 7, 8, 10 coming in for Englando. And
doesn't move anything in like any like major direction, but a good retaliatory race from LTA.
Yeah, that's like exactly what you wanted from a reset track, is just to be able to shake up those spots just a bit, so it's not top 3 going into race selection. So 1, 4, 5 here for them. Maybe a chance to pick TF. Maybe they might consider, considering they have 4 or 5 2 spots that are able to draft. But I think they're gonna maybe a mixed bag of course picks, as we like to see it. Koopa Cave and DDR. They're liking their odds for drafting up in 4 or 5. Although I don't know if that's really that favorable in DDR. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna go. We're gonna get the most chaotic course possible. BC3 to end things off here. Actually, race 3 for the GP. We'll see what if LTA is able to get themselves a winning race here. Of course, a chaotic track. We'll definitely want to keep our eyes on the back of the map for this one, as it can have such an influence, as including in addition to the shortcut. But Luke going to be taken out. Maybe past TC barely avoids the bomb, but that bomb does connect with Ryan there. So England in a couple of bottom spots here to start, which I ain't even really a bad thing. They do have a Mega to unblock if needed, which I suspect will be the case. It will be LTA actually taking the cut there. No block or unblock needed. And yeah, LTA getting off to a good start here.
I think Luke was trying to go for like a squish as he passed by. That was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because there was clearly no item in view. So I was like wondering why he popped it, but I think it was to interrupt somebody doing the cut.
Right. I feel like sometimes on BC3, like you also show up a little bit ahead of where you actually are towards a shortcut, especially. Because like,
yeah.
Like especially like, I don't know, when you're slowing down on the cut, I feel like you just, sometimes you're like, a teammate is like, dude, why did you hit me off? And you're just like you were not even there to begin with. So. Yeah. But, well, at least a golden here for Dookie to be able to come back up in lap 2. Of course, where you start off in the beginning in lap 2, even, lap 1, even lap 2, an extremely comebackable race depending on the circumstances. Dookie, the shortcut has not been blocked a single time, it feels like. And it will go to LTA's benefit.
Managed to stay open this whole time. Mike in first, Xander on his tail. And once again, Gomez also the other person fighting for a top spot. It's a lot of back and forth. Luke manages to take Dookie out. And sails into this 4th place position. Him and Xander are going to have to find a way to get these people, Gomez and Mike, out of these top positions, though. I think on the side of England, you're kind of hoping for a blue in this situation. LTA probably going to block the cut to prevent most of England's back. Oh, the blue does come out.
I think that connects with Xander, though. It avoids the POW as well. This is so huge for Luke if you can take it quickly, because you'll maybe get bumped soon. The target shock does come in. That's so huge for LTA. That's got to be a shock of theirs. Dookie does go down as well. I think Taz is able to take the cut. Dookie's hoping to bump one of them. I think Luke doesn't make it as well either, so our streamers in bottom 2, we won't be able to see how things shake up way up there in the top spots. But I think an LTA shock to basically cancel maybe Luke taking the cut in first. He would have been so set if that was the case. But it will...
No box for Dookie on the last turn.
Oh, Ryan knocked
not
out.
Do
nice. Yeah. POW doesn't do much, but I think LTA right ahead of Dookie. They're able to take him out. They secure 1, 3, 4, 5, and I wonder if they got a top 2 spot.
Wow, that was a crazy series of events, because you could tell that like so much of the people in the front like slowed down from that blue. Basically 3 people dropping back in the hope of like not getting blue. It ended up connecting on Gomez, but it also caught Xander in the mix, allowed Luke, who was in 4th at the time, to just slide into 1st, and then LTA's quick reaction with the shock to make sure that he couldn't break away. It was pretty nuts.
Yeah, they actually escaped with the top 2 there, so that will be job well done for England to capitalize there. LTA, I mean, thankfully for them, they were able to get that shock to at least keep it a closer affair and make sure less people took. I actually don't even know if that really ends up changing things there, right? Because I mean, they do prevent people from taking the cut, but they ended up getting top 2 anyway. And from that shock, I think England were like in further bottom spots, and they were able to like get shrooms and stuff. So I don't know. It's a good question, but we'll be back in towards the what is it? Race select screen. Grumble Volcano and Moonview Highway being the picks here. And yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, Calvin. I think. Definitely rooting for an LTA comeback here just to keep things close. We've got 2-0 sets for the sets that we have had so far, although the ones we've had really could have gone the distance. And I really feel like this one, from what we saw in Game 1, certainly could. But can it keep going that way in a Game 2? We'll see.
It's starting to get away from Latin
Yeah.
America already.
Yeah.
Starting to slip.
Slip a wee bit. And on Moonview Highway, that slip can turn into a slip and slide. Was that a lag start we saw for Luke?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I might have just missed that and brain farted. But either way, Luke will start off here in 8th. Not a bad way to start with a star, but do question to how much further you want to be in the back, because it can be difficult to come back a bit on this track. We will see Dookie and LTA in a lot of bottom spots here, honestly. So, Moonview Highway is definitely one of those tracks where the first 20 seconds can be chaotic as all hell, but after that, it's pretty tough to get rid of those top spots. Even with shock, it can be pretty difficult. But we'll see how the bagging battle translates.
I hate to bother you, but I am
Yes,
looking.
yes.
I'm looking at myself again.
Yes, I love that. I love that so much for you. Well, it will be. While the first thing you're seeing here is going to be Dookie in 5th. The bomb does come out, but I think it doesn't really affect anyone just yet. England in 4-5, though. I do wonder who is in maybe the top 2 spots here, as we do see at least Luke here back in 7th. Any eyes? Going to keep my eyes on the baggers here coming up. We can get a battle glitcher view from who is maybe leading that. I think that was LTA towards the side there. We'll see if that continues. But Luke holding the blue here in 7th. His race should be done unless LTA is able to do anything about it. And now triple red's not a great item here for Dookie here to end it off. But approaching the boost pad, you really can't do anything to really come back. So you just kind of have to hope you outplay, maybe hit the opponents. And unfortunately, it's not going to be for Dookie, not England, getting knocked out, but his own teammate in front of him. Pow does come in. Nothing consequential right now. And that will be the race. Another great race for England. Mediocre at best for Latin America, unless they end up snagging one of those top spots.
Yeah, which I saw so many of them in the back. I don't know if that did happen. I from my understanding, that was definitely another solid race out of England, and therefore really strong first GP.
Yeah.
I think there's room if they start playing like they did in the first war for LTA to come back. Oh, top 3, so much worse than I honestly expected.
Well,
that's gonna be really rough. I think like from LTA's perspective, like it's gonna be hard to stay in this one. Also my perception of LTA as a team is that their mental is not the strongest.
Yeah.
So if things don't go their way, they can fight and they will give up. And I don't say this in a mean way. I say this through demonstrable resolve.
It might be relatively difficult. I mean, for anyone really in this case, where you just came off of a war where it was so close, and it just falls apart at the end, really. And to go from that basically to a result where in the first GP you're going to be getting knocked out this badly, I feel for them. I've been in those situations, and it's definitely tough, even if you want to be mentally in it. It's just like you can tell there's a certain air to the call that's like it just feels like it's forced kind of sometimes. And so I think in that sense, this race one will be really, really, really important. Well, I think one of our streamers here, I think Dookie's stream went down, so we will only have one perspective to start things off here. But it'll be a pick between Maple Tree Way or N64 Sherbet Land. Maple Tree Way being the case. LTA really gunning for this. I think they picked this one last time when they had ideal positions for it, and it did not go in their favor. We'll see how they're able to rebound here in this game 2, where of course they can't afford to lose this match. This is their tournament game, to be sure. And just momentum-wise, really want to put a stop to things here. They did, of course, I mean, I talked about it before, but I will mention, they were down 99 to 145 against Denmark in the group stages, faced a similar kind of plight. Can they maybe turn it around in the same way against the team that made it to the finals last year? Although, in UK form, to be sure.
Yeah. A little more, I mean, with one Scottish member.
Right. It really basically just didn't change anything. Yeah. I mean, I
I
feel
think
like
the big thing for this team this year that I didn't expect is England has been showing really, really strong throughout the tournament, arguably stronger than they did last year, and they don't have Sean,
Yeah,
which
true,
is his and Klein. I think Sean and Klein were like two of these major pieces in the team last year that made UK so dominant. But
Right.
England has been about equally or more dominant by like point differentials throughout this tournament. And that's been really surprising to me. But the people like Taz have like really stepped up to the plate to like fill those slots in the roster, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what is notable about that, because Sean obviously an insane player, right? But I think one of the things that was maybe desirable more from Sean was just the communication. I think that was probably one of his weak points. I'm not even sure if he mics most wars. So in return for not having Sean, they do have more communication opened up. So that they have that going for them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
I always wondered. Yeah, I know Sean historically not a caller, but
Yeah.
I guess I assumed he was calling in the World Cup last year, but I don't know. Maybe he's just always silent only.
Yeah. Well, I do wonder, but I mean, either way, this roster is killing it against LTA, who is a side that is to be feared for sure. On paper, they have the talent to turn it up against some of the best teams in the world. But as soon as I say that, Dookie gonna take a swim there. I just jinxed you. I'm sorry, Dookie. I feel like that was just those errors. It wasn't even like a forced one in that sense, right? Because sometimes you have like a fib or something or a banana that you try to avoid, but I think he just kind of dipped, right?
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Xander and Gomez leading the pack right now with Luke behind. The gap between all these positions fairly big, so there's a lot of breathing room.
Wait, what?
All the
Oh,
blue's
yeah.
gonna.
It does
Oh,
actually-
okay.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it might hit him before the line. I was like, wow, that's an insane blue. But the timing was not there.
Gomez coming up huge though for LTA. Otherwise, it's a massive England race win. And you have to wonder, like, yeah, if Dookie just held that, they would have probably had a winning race. 2, 3, 4, 5 though for England, and it keeps going in England's direction. Certainly eyeing that semifinal spot, which they would basically end up playing one of the U.S. teams a very hard, difficult semifinals for sure to be placed in. We have a disconnection.
Oh,
here.
DC.
Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe a reset
at a
coming
reset.
out. Our favorite thing, my favorite part of the day here. It's a
Favorite part of the game.
It's a really, I think around a 50-point deficit. So, not the prettiest sight for LTA. I wonder if we'll see. No. I mean, we don't have the rule come into effect here where you get like the same spots you had when you finished. So a little bit better, I guess, for LTA considering they're hosting. They will be able to actually start the race with 1, 3, 5 spots instead of 1 and 5. So. Better for them, as it turns out. We'll be waiting for them to get things sorted out in the meantime. But as it is, we'll be on standby for the room that's up, and they're getting together now. So, I mean, Gomez is performing well. I will give them that. Gomez has been stepping up as a captain, not only, just able to maybe do what he can to hold the team together, but is able to help at least provide some reassurance that they have some presence at the top. So that's got to be helpful. But, I mean, you got to look to players like Dookie to stay up there and certainly support. They'll need a couple big races here. Do you go the circuits here? Is that your pick?
If I'm LTA,
Yeah. Do you start busting
absolutely,
off?
absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like, it's like in those cases a lot easier maybe to pull together like top spots. I don't know. I feel like the skill tracks can be a little bit more difficult to kind of coordinate that. I feel like the
That's
circuits.
my counter strat.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Germany loved it. Germany, we saw the Luigi circuits, Mario circuits come out like within like a GP, and I love Crash for that. Unfortunately, they did not
That's
make
so
it past.
funny.
Did not make it past first round. But yeah, we will maybe see those start coming out. Although maybe a little bit later too. They do have the ideal spots for the GP start, but imagining that may go in shambles. If it does, they might look to courses like that. I wonder if they have a favorite. Because honestly, like Luigi Circuit is not picked very often in World, but Germany was spamming it, and I feel like people have their own different favorites there.
Yeah, it's funny because like we always like loved that track, but it's like, oh right, like good teams do not pick it most of the time.
yeah, for sure. You remember Territory Wars?
Yes, like whoever was the best at the track.
Right, you would play 12 races of the same course.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. And Meteor definitely took Luigi Circuit for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the course that it's fun just because nobody wanted to challenge us on it, just because nobody wanted it.
No, it's just like not fun.
Yeah.
Or like for most teams, I would enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I would enjoy Raceway. Raceway 12 races would be kind of high. Bring back Territory Wars.
I would like Raceway.
Yeah, for sure.
I think something is interesting to check in if you're curious how other parts of the tournament are going.
Mm-hmm.
Japan versus Canada after an interesting, escalation of scheduling, and Japan honestly offering a fairly accommodating time to just play in the middle of the night, which is insane.
Yeah,
it's like 4 a.m. I think it's like 4 a.m. in Japan. But yeah, Japan versus Canada going on. Japan taking Japan down a little bit against Canada in the second game, but they won game 1 by like an astounding margin. So,
wait, what did they? Wait, how much what race are they in?
This is race like 3 of War 2 right now.
Yeah, definitely tune into that. I think that's on Mario Kart Central, right?
Yeah, it's going on Mario Kart Central. I think like it's just a really interesting battle over there because like Japan historically the best for that at that game for its entire existence
by far.
And or you could be like me. You just have both streams up and like pop between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be like Calvin is the takeaway from that one. Well, I think we have 10 players in the room, so start waiting on them to start here. But we'll keep an eye on that as the bracket goes along. Canada, I think they played also in Mario Kart 8. They played USA, and what was anticipated to be a very close match, and it was curtains for them by maybe race 6. So surprising and honestly really cool to hear. But they might bring it back. We'll see. We will have.
Let's see, I'm gonna do a little check-in here to see what's going on.
Yeah. I think maybe LTA taking their sweet time. I think what England just have to keep their mental together. I think this kind of delay also kind of just helps LTA. I'd get a sip of water, maybe step back a little bit because the heat from that kind of environment.
Cool down.
Yeah, for sure. It's a 53-point deficit they face. It's not going to be something easy to come back from. So we'll see what is the holdup here. There was that potential trolling penalty from last war that was interesting to look at, but really nothing much. I haven't seen too many instances of close calls between these two teams so far. But of course, that can be pretty influential. We'll see if that ends up being the case. So I think they are starting now. We'll go ahead and get this one underway here. It will be, of course, race 6 going into this one, so we can't anticipate unless there's another disconnection. We basically can anticipate if there is going to be a last race kind of standalone, right? Where it's just like the GP finishes, GP3 finishes at race 11, and then they have like a different race to basically choose their different character combos for. So I doubt we see any Magic Cruiser strats, but it can be interesting sometimes to think about. At least maybe picking Daisy where they otherwise might not. But let's go ahead and get started into this one. It will be, to start it off, Sherbetland. So, I mean, that's got to be an England pick. Starting off in second here, pretty nice in terms of alignment. And, LTA, at least Dookie's going to go down just a wee smidget here. Not the worst thing to be sure. Gets the golden, and goldens here on this track are incredibly broken, but he'll be fine. Smooth sailing up there. TC doesn't connect there with Luke there. Shoot.
This is an interesting track because I feel like unless you can break away really far in the front of the pack, there isn't a ton of value in being in first. Like, you really need the gap between your first and the rest of the pack to like
No
be
way.
able to run it. Because otherwise, there's so many like small interactions on this track that are more likely to affect you. Like I think like dodging backspam or like dealing with shells or all of those like micro scenarios are just harder to deal with because of the low traction on the course.
Yeah. Nice target,
Tossing
pal.
his greens away there.
Yeah.
Luke slowing down a little on that corner, and like I said, that gap is getting a little bigger between LTA's top two and England behind them, so that's going to help them out a lot. We're going to have to see if England can get the shock in their possession, because that certainly turns the tide on this track where Shrooms and Stars, etc., all are very impactful on this like low traction area. Akmi falling back, and now Ryan and Luke both in 2-3. It's up to
England has shock
up to
for
Dookie.
sure. England has shock for sure. LTA trailing, just going ahead of Dookie in anticipation of dropping a star maybe. It's Jazz in the back there ahead on the mini-map that is surprisingly actually not moving. Actually, that might be a sign that he was going spamming item boxes and trying to get it himself too. So maybe shock not in play or just gotten. So a nice snipe coming onto Luke there though. That's a big key for Dookie as he's able to get up into first place. Will he be able to hold it is the question. It would be big as I think LTA have top two. This would be... No, actually, Acme getting taken down. So 1-4 still would be a great way to get back into things. But Luke, 5th place, daring on lap 3. It's triple reds and Gomez. Good night. Sent back to bottom spots to be sure, and probably no Shrooms to really recover from that. Gets onto Acme as well. The shot comes in. Mega in play. Bill as well. England, this could be so good for them. I think they're going to get all the spots in between Acme and first. So 2-3-4 for them. LTA able to retaliate with a... No, Gomez, what are you doing? You lost your spot, and that's going to be another... Yeah, I think that might make that a slight race win for England off that.
That was a tilt moment.
Yes.
Why would he go for that? Just drive forward.
I mean, definitely trying to just get the extra point or something for sure, but stayed back for a hair too long. We've seen that pan out well for a team before. I think it was like Norway when they tried doing it. But not working for them in that case. 2-3-4 for England. Actually, they probably would have won that anyway. So 2-3-4, 6, and 9. They'll be keeping up this momentum. And yeah, I mean, it's certainly not as bad of a race, but certainly not a great one. And you can't have races keep going in this direction. We've reached the halfway point in the war, and not looking too great here for the Latin Americans. They hail from all over. A lot of folks living in America, or well, United States of America, I should say.
Yeah, between I guess like Dookie and Acme for in Chile, right?
Yeah.
And
correct.
then Okereke in Mexico, and then Gomez and Mike living in the States, but hailing from Colombia and Puerto Rico.
Right.
So a pretty they're a diverse team in terms of just geographic land covered.
Right. And that was one of the cool. I mean, that's one of the cool things for them in comparison to last year's World Cup, because Mexico was playing. They didn't have access to Okereke at the time, but now they do with Mexico out of it, and certainly being a valuable asset here. Okereke, who I think like was Mexico's like best runner, if I remember correctly. I might not have that down, but so what didn't actually play that position. So is used to the backing position. We'll see how they're able to fare here. A shock on DDR would be so huge, either just for dodging and being able to take the shortcut correctly, or even preventing the other team from doing so. But a golden...
Luke,
Jesus.
You have to be so worried about Luke on this track. He is literally the best time trialer in the world at this course. And hanging onto a golden, no less, at a shortcut he's done about 1 billion times. So I would be super worried. And I would be I'm expecting Luke to just break away here.
Yep.
This is probably one of the more technical tracks to like race in the game, with a lot of like interesting inputs and things that you have to do along the way to race it well. And Luke is arguably the best at it.
Yep. He does it nice. All those lines crisp. You won't see him missing a wall glitch too often. Dookie able to make it himself in 4th place. We'll see how they're able to respond, but right now that's a blue shell, I think, going out for England. So yeah, something at least to slow down Luke, but certainly won't be very much at all. Triple Reds might be able to do some damage here, and although debatable to be started. Lap 3 approaching. A shock does come in I wonder if that catches any Latin Americans coming up in the Ultra. I think it does. Yeah, Mike gets shocked in the sand there. So a big shock coming out on England's part, I believe. And a bill as well to make it, I think, is that a top 4 for England? Yeah, it looked like it was the case. So Latin America, if this is a top 4, I think I'd call it at that point. Back Greds do come in on Gomez. Devastating for him. It's up to Dookie to shake things up here. Will he be able to do anything? 2 shrooms to end things off, but if Xander gets anything, nope, doesn't get shrooms, it seems. We'll be able to get 3rd, but the rest of the team, Gomez may be able to salvage 4th, okay. Keeps things lukewarm for Latin America, but that shock being... that Latin America certainly needed that ultra shortcut on lap 3, and they were absolutely denied by Jazz, so hats off to him for basically keeping control of England's top spots there.
Yeah, and they lock it down once again. And I think LTA is just in an extraordinarily rough spot at this point. The way England controls each race, they're having a really, really hard time gaining footing. If they win races, it's usually by like a really tiny margin. And the amount they need to start winning by in order to turn the tide of the war is just doesn't look possible for them at the moment. And unfortunately, the lead on England's part just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. That is 75 points being the difference here. Rough to be sure. Can they recover is the question. And I think the answer is looking more and more like no here. So, Latin America, this is where you start picking the circuits, I think. We'll see if that ends up actually being the case. But they certainly have a number of points to make up for. And I think we're seeing Grumble Volcano, Shy Guy Beach. Yeah, looks like that. Those are the calls here. Grumble Volcano would be a nice way to shake things up. Maybe Rock Hop to victory as well. It will go Grumble Volcano, so okay. We'll see how they're able to turn things up here. But I don't know. Have you ever, in a war with anyone, have you ever gotten a top 4, top 3? I feel like it's so hard to like prevent, the other team from just like accessing that shortcut too, and just because it's just so predictable, right? The shocks here.
On GV?
Yeah, on GV generally. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, have I ever gotten one? Yeah. I think, but in general, it's sort of challenging, yeah, because like so many of the plays on this course are so telegraphed that you can like really just hold certain strong assets. I mean, particularly stars, and then shrooms to just take advantage of certain situations on this track.
Yeah.
Because everybody, and it's unfortunate because like the way this section of the track works, Dookie failing the rock hop, unfortunately.
Yeah. So does Luke.
The way this section of the track works is like you really just have to use it. Like you have to play around it. There isn't a lot of like counterplay where I went around this time, because it just saves so much time.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
I think because it's like so telegraphed, like it's probably one of the few tracks in Lounge where you can like basically use your star like in the same place every race and like get a dodge off of it, because everybody needs to use all their shit around the same spot.
Yeah, basically. Luke actually
and I think that applies to Worlds. Yeah.
Luke is gonna not make the rock up. Does get the respawn, but LTA seems to be in second. Acme through saving grace. It's lap 3 here. And I think LTA maybe in even bottom 2. Shock is going to be so important. And I imagine the person back there in the bottom left of the minimap probably has it. Playing around and trying to get backwards, actually. So they won't, the person in last there won't have it. Blue Shell will come out. Star come out for Mike as well as Dookie here. Shock not in play, so you have to think that Jazz probably has it. Actually, no, it's going to come out right here. The Shock wasn't used to not cancel the blue, I think. Triple greens here for Dookie. Will he be able to catch up? That's the red onto Ryan. Doesn't connect, but it doesn't matter. They should have top 2 off of this. Will he be able to secure it? England just trailing right behind, but it won't matter. Top 2 secured for Latin America. Maybe 5th or 6th. Probably 6th at that point. Actually, no, England getting bottom 2 as well. So maybe the first good race we've seen here from Latin America to turn things around.
Finally a good race for LTA. That's the best. I mean, that's the best race we've seen for them for this entire war. So that's really, really good to see. Could be the start, of what they needed. I do feel like there were some uncharacteristic mistakes on the side of England when it just came to driving. There was a lot of little things that happened over the course of the beginning of the race, but that shock definitely locked it into place for them, and hopefully LTA can continue to capitalize off that.
Yeah, that shock certainly telegraphed in the same way that we were kind of talking about, but it doesn't matter when you're the only one dodging, I guess. No dodges for England to be able to use there in that instance, and they take advantage. So in a situation where they certainly are hoping for more big races, they get one. And now what do they do off of this is an important question. I think maybe eyeing they got top two. They got top 2, 5, 6. I think, right?
They did, yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, yeah, I do wonder where they go off of that. I think the answer is going to be BC Wii, interestingly enough, which is a fine pick. No, BC Wii, Warriors Goldmine. I guess I've seen Gomez not pick a single one of his team's picks, which interesting at least, to say the least. But it will be the BC Wii comes into play, so Gomez gets his way. Won't be going Warriors Goldmine, which, I mean, I guess that's fine. I feel like Warriors Goldmine could have been very good for that top 2, able to backspin very easily on those narrow parts at the start. Whereas here, you do have someone in third that is more threatening with England. We'll see what Luke is able to get here at the beginning, being in 8th. Pretty desirable to slow down sometimes, as we'll see both England and LTA do. Resulting in an exchange for triple shrooms here, which it seems like with everyone dropping back, I mean, might be useful. Does Luke take glitch? Don't know, but he certainly seems to align up on the right side as if he may. Decides to nope that right here. We'll go for the second place box. Why not? England on LTA's tail here. It is to be certain a big deficit. They're facing LTA at least in a position where they are able to come back, and a nice red avoidance on Dookie's part.
I think this top 2 looks nice though. Managing to slow Luke down a little more. It's gonna be Ryan's job to close the gap a little bit. But I mean, if LTA can lock the shock down, this is going to be another really strong top 2 potentially. Yeah. I'd like to see that. I don't know if England can sort of turn the tide with the shortcut here. I mean, I imagine LTA is going to want to block it. Oh, it looks like Ryan. No, Ryan didn't go for it. Okay, he was just over far to the right.
Yeah.
There was a banana on it. I don't know if it's worth unblocking when you only have Funky Kong Flame Runner on your team. Luke, unfortunately, going to be blindsided by that on the last turn. He's going to be able to slow Akhmif down probably with his reds. No, Akhmif is going to get into a start, and LTA is going to...
Wow.
2 dodges with top 2 already. I think this might put them in a really, really great position, but now they're going to have to hold all of these top spots for most of the last lap, which is... on this track, entirely possible. Oh, Luke getting shut down again.
Wow, that is such a big change, and Star's way up there too. I mean, now has a lot of ground to make up here. England and all these bottom spots. A clear delineation between these two teams and a single red ear that's dangling around Dookie, the remainder of what he had from his triples. He's going to just say, nope, screw that. Let's just guarantee the win here. I think Luke ended up going for the glitch, failed it. So did another member from England. So a guaranteed top 4 here, unless you bumped your teammate there. No.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
He did bump him. Bump him, but it's fine.
All right. Wow. That was certainly a race that they needed. And I wasn't sure that was going to be a race they were going to get, especially on BC Wii of all things. But
yeah, it was such an interesting dodge because I imagine they wanted to wait longer just because of generally you don't want to let a whole lap go by and let the opportunity for another shock to come into play. But they were forced into it by the red that Luke had, if I recall.
Yeah.
And then managed to keep the top 4 the whole way through. So this is turning around. That was a really, really solid race out of LTA, and like that's the type of thing coupled with the race in the last before this that could send them back into it.
Oh, all right. Let's get these scores updated. 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you remember if Jazz got last there? I think he did. Question mark. Twitch chat. You can check that up on me if you can. But I believe that's probably one of the best, if not the best, race that you can get in that situation. A plus 31 when you have both people playing in their bagger positions. So it changes the match. I mean, it's still a pretty significant hill to climb. They are down by still around 50 points to that extent. But certainly something they do like to see. It will be... actually, no, maybe even less than that. So, what will the picks be now? I think LTA with 135 still. They've already gone Maple. Sherbet is a nice counter pick sometimes to 135, getting that even better second place starting position in comparison to first. So we really could see a grab bag of course, probably maybe a Koopa Cape, a more neutral track for our racers to start off on. What is the response here?
I'd like to see a little Koopa Cape action.
Yes, please. Can. 3, 4, 6, 7. 3, 4, 7, 8, 10. Okay, that was another race. We are catching up the scores here. And it looks like a plus 29 affair. Okay, wow. The last 2 races really taking a lot of heat off of what England built up. And, you talk about the mentality of LTA. I was certainly doubting them after the first few races. But with just the Grumble Volcano race that gave them some slight edge, and then a course selection right off of that course selection being so huge getting BCW, really being able to take it to England here.
Yeah, this deficit only 29 points now. So you like to see that.
Yes. Coconut Mall can be scary for our racers here, especially if you're able to get a great start. Players eye that triple shroom set so often. None of our streamers here, I believe, getting it. Actually, Dookie seems to have gotten it, but maybe slowed down, prevented from taking it. I'm not quite sure what. But this is a course that Jazz won't be able to necessarily outbag by, being able to outline going backwards or something like that. It will be just standing at the furthest back you can go on Coconut Mall and waiting at that item set on the left there on that ramp and trying to strut back to your position as soon as you can after you get
one of the less exciting bagging tracks in the grab bag. Unfortunately, it's also weird because in comparison to, I think, like a lot of other tracks where you sit, there's also just one box on that ramp, which is really funny instead of like a whole set. This will be okay. So Taz in first, Luke in third. Gomez is going to have to fight between these two for a top position. And LTA rounding out with 4 and 5. So like the spots are pretty mixed. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to get towards the front still. Pack is like fairly tight as well.
But for the person that just got knocked out in 8th place, I feel like their race is done. It's hard for them to come back. The bottom spots may struggle without a shock. I really do wonder what people are holding here. Nobody in the back seeming to actually, go forward in an indication that they have shock. So maybe an open playing field here. It's certainly LTA doesn't have shock right now with Mike strutting up there with the star. And I think Gomez knocked out of his top spot there, if I saw that correctly. It will be 2-4-5 here for LTA. 2-4-5-6. This is a decent race, but you need a bit more than that when you're down by 29 with only a few more races left to go. Mega activated at the last second here for Dookie. England won't pull the trigger, and they won't need to. It's going to be a decent enough race win for LTA if they did manage to hold on to 1-3. We didn't have the perspective there, but England, a solid response for them. No coming back up on Coconut Mall, especially without the shock. And England holding on for dear life here with a point differential that is a comfortable cushion to some extent.
Yeah, they're managing to keep this fairly comfortable lead alive. Yeah, 1, 3,
Ooh,
5,
5.
7
Okay.
on.
Yeah. 1, 3, 5, 7, 10. Well, that is actually a nice. I mean, that's probably puts LTA back to a -40 or something. So,
Yeah, you're gonna be happy with that on the side of England. It really like strengthens your lead. You only have 3 races to go. You basically just have to be sure that none of these races are like really, really one-sided, but you can lose all of them by like a pretty small margin and then just wind up winning anyway. And that's
Yeah.
what I'd be shooting for.
well, a big mountain to climb here, sure. But they've done it a few races ago. Can they bust it out again? They picked Grumble Volcano last time they were in this kind of situation. Or sorry. No, they did pick Grumble into BC Wii to capitalize off the top 2 they got from there. And you can see Dookie pensive, considering maybe Luge. No? Koopa? Koopa, really? Okay, interesting. Yeah, why not? Neutral enough. Luigi Circuit coming out from LTA. And Mushroom Gorge as well. They really like to kind of not team pick here. Not really seeing the value in that. Might as well just in-div some track picks. But nope. Not going to go well for them there, the course pick. And instead, DK Mountain, which actually I feel like second place here, who I believe was LTA. They do have... well, this is a good track actually for 1-3 generally. We'll see if they're able to hold those spots in what is a very, very important race 11 here. LTA could be 2 races away from their tournament lives, and Dookie getting the build, that is crucial information here for Latin America because, I mean, as you know, it's a track where baggers, once again, have to wait at those boxes. And so all this information for the bagger being so important.
It's interesting how we just keep winding up in this spot. Some low impact or a little more like, coin flippy bagging tracks. Dookie's definitely going to want to hang on to this bill.
Yeah.
Especially on a track like this.
Oh, can't!
Oh,
the slight bump! And that's so huge. I mean, I wonder if they were able to take advantage of that information because he fell off at 44 seconds. Shock does spawn, is available for baggers at 30. And, of course, if Bill is in play, then you are more likely to get it. So I wonder what the tail is, but that still burns a lot. Well, I mean, look at the minimap.
Yeah, that just sucks. I mean, that's such an important asset to keep in your possession. And unfortunate to lose it so early. But that cut, the corner that cut comes on is just, like, so crazy in general.
Green does land onto LTA's 4th there. A blue shell? What? In what world? In what world? How did that just happen? England getting blue shelled. I could have sworn I saw more Latin America members going ahead of them, but they might have stopped, and in stopping, they got their other teammate blued here. So things might be going well for Latin America, though maybe not Dookie for certain. Shock does come in. I think that gets a Latin American member in a star and in cannon, maybe. I'm not sure. Whoever dodged up there, it's so important to know. We'll see in the cannon here. It's Acme from first. LTA top 2. Top 2-4 for them. Top 2-5, excuse me. And how Gomez is able to recover here. Yeah, this is big.
If you could get one more top spot here, if you can fight your way into like a top 2, 4, 5, or something to that avail, this is going to be a race that makes it possible to win this.
Blue shell, nothing doing for Luke here. He's going to have to hold on to it. Gomez. Wait, he might actually be... No way. No. Okay, that doesn't... That green, oh my god. Okay, wow, that could have been actually damaging for them. Dookie does get last place. So that will be hurtful for LTA. But is this really enough? I mean, it keeps them in contention. I think this race keeps them mathematically in the match, but certainly not as much as you might like if you're Latin American. England are still have reason to sweat. Top 2, 5, 8, 9. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10 for England here. And so what is the damage from that? It is... All right, I mean, it's still a lot. 25 points to come back on here if you're Latin America. Calvin, what's your call?
Yeah.
Do you all run here? Because I think I think I differ a lot in opinion from a lot of like top racers where they say, yeah, honestly, if you're still down by like 31 or less and you have the bagger, or maybe like sub 30, you just still bag. What do you think is the call here for Latin America?
Man, that's actually hard to say. I feel like you gamble.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to all run and gamble, like
Ooh, I
just
think we're seeing it.
increase the likelihood of having way more people in the front. I would love to see that. Oh yeah,
Right.
Ghost Valley 2 picks coming out.
Yeah, that's the classic we're seeing. Gomez picking Delfino Square. I don't know about that. I feel like that's a pretty awful track if they want to consider bagging on it. GV2, they get the pick. That's crucial. I feel like a lot of situations where we have the last race all run required, teams try picking it. It's often gone the other team's way, getting a cannon track. And now LTA are praying. It's the last race of the match. This could be their last game. England looking to close it out. Will they be able to do so? We'll see.
Yeah,
here.
if you're England, this is your opportunity to just seal it.
Yeah, absolutely. They will find out. The winner of this match will find out who they play tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, but England can't be thinking of that right now. They just have to be thinking about surviving. Dookie, certainly thinking of the same, but in an entirely different light. Triple Reds will come out. Will they be able to connect? Yes, they do. Both of England going down there.
Wow,
And I think
two
that's
early
top
England
two.
picks. That's huge. Gomez and Dookie in top 2. Luke's going to try to fight his way back in.
But he has a red.
The red might connect right
Connects.
away. Doesn't manage to break it. Oh my God.
LTA top
England
3.
has tons
Top-
of the mid
top
pack
2.
right now.
Top 2, yeah. So the bottom spots for LTA have to come up here. They have to find a way. It's the last lap. TC coming, Bill coming in for Ryan. It won't be a dodge. Mike in fourth. The target shock does come in. Oh, he is able to dodge in that Bill. And that's got to be an England shock there for sure. And that's got to be curtains, I think. It will be LTA in 3-4. Maybe. England certainly taking first. That's got to be it. England getting bottom 2 there. Maybe even bottom 3, but I don't think it matters with that Bill dodge. Ryan will clutch it out. And congratulations to England. 1-5-7-8-9 to end it all off. And that's really all it took was Jazz praying to be able to get that shock. And it certainly helped that they had that Bill. I think the Bill, just pulling the Bill was really just the MVP play because that just increases your likelihood of getting shocked by so much.
I think that was really, really well thought. Because
Yeah.
we were talking earlier about LTA's mentality not being the most resilient, but they really showed up and started making the comeback look like it was possible. And it really came down to that last race where they could make it happen.
Yeah.
So a very exciting turn. I really, really like that LTA put it all on the line like that.
Yeah.
That was a really, really fantastic finish to something that didn't look like they could win at the beginning, and they definitely retaliated.
That, for a second, I think we dreamed for a second. I think it was looking like for a second that the top 2 was breaking away. Okay, maybe LTA can do something here, but yeah, just all you need to do, especially if you get a bill pull, it's over. And so I think if you're LTA, you're just kind of because just that bull pill being it's unlikely. I mean, I think like an 8% chance, something like that, in eighth place. So it ends up
definitely
going their way.
a lucky pull, but all the same, it was used properly. LTA fought tooth and nail for those top spots, but it just not quite working out. And England 2-0 Latin America to advance to the semifinals. They will play the winner of US North versus US South, which is happening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. As far as the schedule for the rest of the day, Eric, what's coming up on this stream?
Oh, absolutely. We do have more matches coming. Basically, towards the end of the day, I think 5 p.m. is the last match of the day between Spain and USA for Mario Kart Tour. USA is definitely one of the most anticipated teams there. So one of the coolest things I think about Tour, at least in how that tournament is shaken up, has been that Spain was a play-in team, and they actually made it through all the way. We have never seen that before, for sure.
Oh wow, yeah. That's literally a first.
Yeah, of course, have to play the number 1 seed team, but they are looking strong, and they could go on something of a Cinderella run here. So that's something that, in that respect, I'm certainly keeping an eye out for.
That's awesome.
And then tomorrow, we'll be looking at Spain and Mexico. Spain being a team that super upset England in the group stages, which made sure that England had to take on France in the quarterfinals, which is like a really bad draw to get. They're looking optimistic against Mexico. And then we have France and Peru. Peru being a team I honestly like. I just love seeing just being able to make quarterfinals in tour. But yeah, Japan and Canada. I think. Do you know what happened? Ended up happening over there in Mario Kart Central.
Yeah, so it's playing out still. It's coming down to the second war. Japan with like a lead. It's 462 to 440. I think another race.
Ooh.
Actually, this race just finished. I think they just lost. So Japan wrapped it up. And lots of good positions out from Canada, and they kept it a lot closer than the first war. But Japan, the Titan in Mario Kart 8, takes down Canada.
Yeah.
So unfortunate, like it looked like for a moment in that war there might be an upset. It might go to the third game, but all wrapped up now.
It really is. Well, that will I think do it for us. It'll do it for LTA for sure. England will move on. If we're getting a game, if we're getting a game 3, it has to be US South, US North in that quarterfinals. That will be heat. You won't want to miss it. That'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. And certainly we'll decide, which one of the U.S. teams will have a chance at moving on. Maybe a chance. I mean, especially since now they're facing England in the semifinals. Now we might not even see a U.S. team in the finals, but we'll be looking forward to that one. But that will do it for us here. Hats off again to England and congratulations to them for making it through to the semifinals. And Latin America. I mean, honestly, a solid job. Both matches being within around a 20-point range differential, which I wouldn't have put it to them. I really think that second match especially was like going according to plan, but they really were able to bring it back, which